Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Jogja. On behalf of Kawa Tour and Travel, we would like to say thank you for choosing our service. First of all, let me introduce myself and the crew. My name is Alfredo Azra, but you can call me Aldo as your tour guide. On my left, there is Pak Dono as our professional driver, and uh, and beside him, right there is Bapak Casino as a professional co-driver. For today, itinerary are going to visit Taman Sari, Keraton, and end up at restaurant Soeharti for lunch. Well, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the trip. Taman Sari Castle is the site of a former royal garden of the Sultanate of Yogyakarta. It is located about 2 kilometers south within the ground of the Keraton Yogyakarta, Indonesia. Built in the mid 18th century, the Taman Sari had multiple functions, such as a resting area, a workshop, a meditation area, a defense area, and hiding place. Taman Sari consisted of four distinct areas: a large artificial lake with island and pavilions located in the west, a bathing complex in the center of complex of palaces and pools in the south, and a smaller lake. In the east, today only the central bathing complex is well preserved, while the other area have been largely occupied by the Kampung Taman settlement. The building of Taman Sari commenced during the reign of Sultan Hamengkubuwono in 1755 until 1792. The first of Sultan the Yogyakarta Sultanate and was complete by the time of Sultan Hamengkubuwono II. The building site, however, had already been known as a bathing place called Pacetokan Spring since Sunan Amangkurat IV reigned in 17 and 19 until 17 and 26. According to Kitab Mamana in Yogyakarta Keraton, the twice to Batavia to learn about European architecture, which is the reason why the architecture of Taman Sari has a mark of Europe style. The manuscript of Serat Renggan mention of the story of Demang Tegis, a Portuguese man said to be one of the architects of Taman Sari. According to the manuscript, a strange man suddenly appeared in Mancingan village with long nose, white complexion, and foreign language. The village suspect that the person was some kind of spirit or forest fairy. They present him to current Sultan Hamengkubuwono II. Apparently, the Sultan found interest in the person and took the strange man as his servant. Some years had passed, and the man had finally learned to talk in Javanese. According to him, he was a Portuguese who was trained from a shipwreck. He also claimed to have been a house builder, so the Sultan ordered him to erect fortress satisfied by the man's work. The Sultan gave him the title Demang. From then on, that person was known as Demang Portugis or Demang Tegis. There is controversy whether Demang Tegis was actually the architect of Taman Sari, as the design resembles a hybrid Javanese and Dutch style rather than Portuguese. PJ Vet in Java, Book 3, page 631. Local research says that Taman Sari architecture was designed by either Spanish or Portuguese engineer who was stranded off his sunken ship at the southern beach. The widespread assumption of European influence in the design of Taman Sari has been also challenged by the research of Helene Nyoto Velard from the University of Pantheon Sorbonne, present in a 203 conference paper analyzing the historic context and architectural style of the complex. The conclusion is that the creators are most likely local Javanese. The absence of many mention of European involvement in the construction of Taman Sari in Dutch historic description is present as further evidence in support of this hypothesis. Taman Sari can be divided into four areas. The first area, the artificial lake Segaran, located in the west. The second area is bathing complex in the south of the Segaran Lake, called the Umbul. Binangun Bathing Complex, the third area, now completely gone, is the Pasaran Landok Sari and Garjitawati. Located in the south of Bathing Complex, the fourth area is the east side of the first and second area, which extend far to the east, to the southeast complex of Magangan. Today, the area around the Taman Sari Castle complex is occupied by a settlement called Kampung Taman with 2,700 residents. The community is known for the batik and traditional painting craft tradition. Also located in this area is the Ngasem traditional market or Pasar Ngasem, which hosts the biggest bird market in Yogyakarta for a long time. Relocate to Pasti on Jalan Bantul in 2010. And the Soko Tunggal Mox, a unique mox built in the early 20th century with a single pillar that is different from the usual Javanese traditional architecture. Well, ladies and gentlemen, now we are in the Kraton. The Kraton, or the Palace of Yogyakarta, is a grand complex that was meticulously planned to reflect the Javanese cosmos. The elegant complex of pavilion was constructed based on ancient belief of the connection between the god, human, and the natural realms. Each feature holds a special symbolic meaning related to the Javanese worldview, who consider the importance of Mount Merapi and the Indian Ocean. The Kraton was built in the center, facing directly north towards the majestic Mount Merapi. Its south side was built facing the Indian Ocean, believed to be the abode of Kanjeng, Ratu Loro Kidul, the Queen of the South Seas, and the mystical consort of the Sultan. This splendid example of traditional Javanese architecture has no equal. The basic and original layout of the main building of the Kraton began its construction during the reign of Sultan Hamengkubuwono I in 1755 until 1756. This palace was designed to be more than just a royal residence. It was built to be a focal point of the Sultan's entire kingdom. When the Sultan passed away, the cortege will leave by the southern gate and head its way to the royal cemetery located in Imogiri. Today, the Kraton is a piece of living history and tradition. It continues to be used both as a home of the Sultan as well for the other important ceremonial and cultural function of the Yogyakarta court. After a few tries, you can just linger in the open square and enjoy all the fun atmosphere surrounding this famous spot. In the Kraton complex, there are 7 specific zoning that consists of several pavilions, each with design purpose and is separated by gateway. The Sultan's residence resides at the center Kedaton area named Kraton Kilen. One of the interesting highlights inside the Kraton is the Hamengkubuwono IX Museum. It holds a collection of memorabilia and significant items that belong to the late father of the currently reigning Sultan Hamengkubuwono X. The Sultan's title is not the only hereditary position in the Kraton. You can also meet the Abdi Dalam, who are the faithful caretakers of the royal household. This noble division is an honorable pride that is passed down from a generation for the next. Even with Yogyakarta modernization nowadays, the Kraton of Yogyakarta continues to be respected by the people of Yogyakarta. Although the majority of Yogyakarta are Muslim ancient traditional and mystic still hold an important part of the Croton ritual. So visitor can explore the palace interior on foot. The palace is open to visitor from 9 9 a.m. until 12 p.m. except on Fridays and Saturdays, which is closed at 11 a.m. It is closed in the afternoon. Note that there are also special rules meant to be respect when you visit the Keraton. So please make sure you follow them for memorable experience in Yogyakarta. Well, ladies and gentlemen, in a few minutes we will arrive at Restoran Suharti Yogyakarta or Rumah Makan. Ayam Goreng Suharti is a restaurant from Yogyakarta presenting dish with original menu Suharti since 1972 with the taste from Central Java. The fried chicken here is fried chicken with seasoning kalasan IKA kremes. Our one Indonesian kremes is a spice used for cooking chicken, which is then mixed with the original blend and fried, then sprinkled over a dish of chicken in a hot condition until they blend with chicken. Fried chicken Nyonya Suharti famous, tasty and soft because it is made from young chicken. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we arrived at RM Suharti or restaurant Suharti. Please check your personal belonging and do not left behind in the bus. Now, please leave the bus, and watch your step carefully, and you may have lunch. Thank you.